So here we have, these are the topographical map as well as the geological map. Yes, this is the first map number one. Yes, so here we have a first, this is the map showing something now. Dotted lines are there, values are written. Can you can you see this value clearly?
Yes,
Here
sir.
600, 580, 560, 540, this, the values go on decreasing like that. From the center point, where you are there in the center point, from the center, if you're going towards any direction, the values will be decreased. And how much value is decreased? That is from 600, if you go here, 580, 20 is the difference. From here again it goes to the next line, 560, 20 difference. Again 20 difference. So here uniform difference is there. So for example, we have our college building is 3 floors is there. Yes. Now this is a 600 means you have been there in the geology department floor. So now this is the height of that particular floor is 600 meters. Now if you go down means you going down by walking from the street now. Yes. Step by step you have been walking from that street. So next step if you go down 20 control interval goes down again 20. So like this from first to third floor you are going down to the ground floor. So ground floor is how much is 480. So wherever you are going to see now, everywhere you will find out the uniform distance is there. Everywhere. So it is first what? The contour. These are the dotted lines. Starting point and ending point is same. So this particular type of structure is called as closed contours. This is called as closed contour. What is that closed contour? That shows the value of 600 means at an elevation at 600 meters, all the imaginary points which are there at 600 meters, they have been joined by the dotted line. For example, if you want to make a plan of that Pune College, then we are there on the third floor. So right from the hall number 41, 40, 39, 37, then geology department 36, 35, till go to the what we have, the stat department. Every point we can make out, and all the points when you join, you have the dotted one, and when you join them, this will be a third floor. This will be a second floor. This will be first floor, and this will be ground floor. Like this, stepwise we are going down. But now here value is 600, 580, 560. The contour interval, that is called as the contour interval is 20 meters. Whether it might be 40 meters, it might be 50 meters, it might be 100 meters. So when you're going to describe, yes, there is a two questions are there. First, you have to describe the topography of the map. Then the second one, you have to draw the section. So here the first point where you have to describe the topography. So what we have to write? The given map. This is the map. The given map represents a closed concentric. This is concentric, yes, closed concentric circular contour pattern. It is a closed concentric circular contour pattern. The contour interval is 20 meters between the two distance, between the two dark line, dotted line, we have the contour interval is 20 meters. And all contours are equally spaced. The highest point is 500 meters and the lowest point 600 meters and the lowest is 480 meters. So highest is 600 meters and the lowest is 480 meters. So highest volume is at the center and at the periphery we have the minimum. So if you want to show the slope, so the slope will be from 600 to 480. So we can make the arrow here that shows that the value go on decrease. That means that this will be slope direction. This will be slope on this side. This will be on this side. So everywhere the slope is there. So the slope from for all sides it is uniform. Once such a topographic feature is given, this type of feature is called as a hill, where center is elevated. If you make out, center is elevated, surrounding will be the horizontal. So here on the surrounding, we will get the minimum value, and at the center we have the highest value. So this will be called as isolated hill. It is the isolated hill where the center is having highest point 600 meter and at the periphery it is 480 points. Yes, it is clear now. Understood everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. So there will be three lines you have to write. First line, The given map represents closed, concentric, circular contour pattern. This is the first sentence. Second sentence, the contour interval is 20 meters. Yes. Third point, the contours are equally spaced in all directions. Hence, it shows the isolated hill. The slope is from center to the contour values decreases towards the periphery. So this given topographic feature is the isolated hill. Clear now? This much is your first part description. 3 lines you have to write down. Go to the next one map. Map number 2 now. Yes, it is exactly reverse what we have in the map number 2. Again, here you can see the first sentence. It is a closed, concentric, circular contour pattern. Yes, all contours are equally spaced, uniformly spaced. Second one, the contour values from the center towards the periphery, it is go on increasing. So at the center, it is 480 meters, and as you go, 520, 560, 600, 640, 680. But in that earlier one, it is 600 here, 580, 560, exactly reverse. Now here, what is the contour interval? Here it is given 40 meters. Yes, 480 and the minus 520. So the distance between the two successive contour is 40 meters. So that is the second point. It is closed, concentric, circular pattern. The second one, all contours are equally spaced. The highest value of the contour is 720 meters at the periphery, and at the center it is 480 meters. The contour value decreases towards the center. The contour value decreases towards the center, and slope is uniformly spaced. All contours are equally spaced, so uniform slope is there. Now slope will be towards the center. So from here we have to make the arrow that the slope is towards the center. Now earlier one we have seen that elevated center point is highest point, but now in this map the center point is the lowest, and now periphery we have the highest point. So this will become the basin. So it is the isolated basin, and earlier one we have seen the isolated hill. Clear now these two topographic features? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Kunal, can you understand? Every time it should not be Laiba or Sania should talk. Let them talk also. Namira, can you understand these two maps we have described? Umayya, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So I want a response from your side so that we can also teach you the nice way. Next map number 3 now. Yes, now I can find out it is a different pattern. So here you can find out it is the open contour. When it means the contour is starting from one end, it is moving and it is open at the other end. So it is called as open contour. Earlier one it is written closed, concentric, circular contour pattern. But here it is the open contour pattern. This is the V-shaped open contour pattern. Now I can see the difference. Here we have 600, 700, 800, 900. Yes, similar one, 6, 700, 800, 900. So this is the value. So here contour interval is 100. But you can see the distance between the contour interval is uniform. On the side, the thickness what we have is uniform. So slope will be there at a uniform. Now what is happening now? 600, 500, 400, 300, 200. Why this is there? Because the values are increasing downward side. So from here, the value go on increasing. So 900, 800, what is the difference? 100 is the difference. So 900, 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300 and 2. Similar one, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Clear now? So this is the V-shaped open contour pattern. The first sentence, the given topographic map is showing you a V-shaped open contour pattern. The second point, the second line, the contour interval. The contour interval means the difference between the two successive contours. The contour interval is 100 meters. Now next point, this is like a nose. Yes, V-shaped values, nose is there. So this is the highest nose is there. Now they are not showing nose. They are gone inside. Now here the highest value of this particular notch will be how much is there? You have to go and check it out. Here 600. It will be 500. So here 500 is there. So highest value of this particular valley is 500 meters. And a very important one, the valley always deeps opposite to the notch. Yes, you have everyone knows is there. Yes, opposite to the nose, the valley will be deep. So this is the valley is there. So valley will be deeping opposite to the notch what we have. So this will be deeping in the opposite direction. So it is the mark is there. Already the north has been given. Always head is the north. Whatever your map is there, top is always north, south, here's your east, right hand, and the west, left hand will be the west one. Yes, so when you face this one, this will be east side, this is west side, this is north side, and this is south. This is the common conventions are there. So valley dipping towards north. Yes. So now here we'll write 4 sentences. The given map represents a V-shaped open contour pattern. This is first sentence. Second sentence, the contour interval is 100 meters. Third point, all contours are equally spaced. They show uniform slope. The contour values decreases. The contour, highest contour is of 500 meters and minimum will be 200 meters. Then the next one, the contour is deeping, the value, sorry, the V-shaped valley deeping towards north. That is the last sentence. So this is the description you have to write about this particular map. If you have any one problem, raise your hand and just unmute and tell me now what you don't understand.
So what was the last sentence?
Yes, the last sentence is the V-shaped valley is deeping towards north, opposite to the north. ये नॉर्थ है ना, opposite to the north. ये साइड में कौन है टॉप पे? This is the north. North has shown here. यहाँ पर मार्क किया हुआ है already north. So deeping towards the north. ये आ गया इसका north. वैली इधर डिप हो रही है. आया समझ में? उफरा?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Going to the next map now. Yes, this is the map where we have the combinations now. So this will be the map number 5. Yes. This is the what we have the map. Can you see now? Again, we have just first 2 maps. They are the closed concentric circular pattern. But now in this case, it is the V shape. It is an open contour pattern, starting from one point, ending at the other end. So the first sentence, the given topographic map shows a mixed topography. Here we have different features are there. Earlier one, each map showing one feature. The first map shows isolated hill. Second map shows isolated basin. Third map shows isolated valley. And now here we have all the 3 combinations we are going to get now. Now we'll see what are the combinations. First one, first sentence, the given map represents an open contour pattern. Understood now? It is an open contour pattern. Second important point, all contours are equally spaced. The distance between the contour intervals are same. Okay, that is the second point. Third point, you have to find out the contour interval. Yes, here it is written, the lower side 440 meters it is written, and the top one is written as 880 meters. So the 2 values are given. One is given 440 and second one is given 880. So what you have to do now? You have to measure the number of lines which have been present. Say I am starting from here. 440. This is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, 10, 11. So I got the 11 contours. So now 440 minus, I'll show you the yes, the 12 contour is here and 880. So now 880 minus 440. So how much difference is there? That is the difference is 440 divided by, there are how many lines are there? 12 lines. Out of the 12 lines, 880 as well as 440, they have written the values. So one we have to delete because both contour has written the values. So one has to let, so one we will start from one we will start. Whether you can start giving value from here or whether you can start value giving from here. So 12 minus 1, that comes 11. So 440 divided by 11. So contour interval is how much? 40 meters. Understood now? Anyone has any doubt?
Sir, can you repeat once?
Yes. One side it is written 440 meters. Lower side, yes, contour. The second contour is written on the top is 880 meters. Means two contours are given values. One is 440 meters, second one is 880. So what we'll do now? From here you have to start measuring now. How many lines are there in between? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. There are the 12 lines are there. So 12 lines are there. Now you have the highest point is 880 and lower side is 440. So 880 minus 440. So difference comes 440. Understood now? Any problem up to here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there are the 12 lines we have measured. But in that 12 lines, we have written 880 also, we have written 440 also. Yes, so two lines we are given the values. So from the whatever we have measured 12 lines, we cut one. So that we can start from here. So 12 minus 1, it will be 11. So 440 divided by 11. So how much you got? 40 meters. That is the contour interval. This is the way you have to get the contour interval. Now, नीचे से दिखा मुझे 440 से. हाँ, थोड़ा कर दो. 440, 480, 520, 560, 600, 640, 680, 720, 760, 800, 840 and 880. If you slip any one point, then that will be a problem. The last value should be 880. Now, the values, remember now, values increases toward the notch. Why I have given go on increasing 40, 40? Rule says, whenever a value is there, this is the value. Highest point will be here. So, go on increasing the values in this side. That is a simple first rule. Second one, towards a common point. Forget about this number. Towards a common point, this is the contours are there. This is called as a portion of diagram. A portion where we have started writing from this side, the number is go on increasing. Towards a common point, the contour value has to be increased. Similar one, you can see now here. 1, 2, 3, the contour. So here also a portion of high ground. So portion of high ground, towards that corner, the values increase. So see now, 440, 480, 520, 560, 600, 640, 680, 720, 760, 800. I got 800. So here you have to write down all the values, whatever you got. Similar one, here also, there is a common point. The contour values increase towards the common point. So you have to start. From here, 400, 40, 480, 520, 560, 600, 640, 680, 720, 760, 800. So here also 800, here also 800, and in the center we got 880. Clear now? Any doubt is there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what you have to write the description about the topography. Yes. The first sentence. The given map shows a mixed topography. Yes, mixed topography. It shows what? This is the one valley. Yes. This is the second valley. So there are the two valleys. One valley here, second valley here. When there are the two valleys running in the same direction. The two valleys running in the same direction. Where they are running? Opposite to the north, this side. So this side is south. Because the north has been marked, opposite is south. So these two valleys running towards south. Yes, when the two valleys running in the same direction, forming a portion of high ground. You can see now. You can see there will be elevated portion is there. That portion is called as spur. The two valleys running in the same direction, forming a portion of high ground in between is called as spur. The third, next one point, towards a common point, the contour values increases, he is called as a portion of high ground, a portion of high ground. So here, this is one towards the northwest, towards the north, and towards the northeast. So there are the three portions of high ground. Then there are the two valleys and one spur. So this will be there. So the given map represents mixed topography. It shows two valleys, one spur, and three portions of high ground. This is your second sentence. Third sentence, the contour interval is 40 meters. All contours are equally spaced. That is the third point. Fourth point, the V1. Now here there are the two values are there. So the left hand side will write V1 and this one will write 2, V2. So V1 and V2. Whether you can write V1, V2, as your choice. But we'll always write from the left. V1 and V2. V1 and V2 running toward the south. Highest point, you have to find out now what is the highest point. 440, 480, 520, 560, 600, 640, 680, 720. So the 720 here, and this value here, it is the 760. The V1 at 760 and V2 at 720 meters. There are the three portions of high ground located at northwest at 800 meters, north and the center of the map 880 meters, whereas towards the northeast it is again 800 meters respectively. So this will be the complete description about this map, and that description we called as a topographical description. We'll go to the next one, number 5. Yes, now yes. Earlier one we are taking the 8 now. Only for now for you it is only 4 maps are there. Now we'll go again the map number 1. The second question. You have to draw the section along the XY line. Here the second point is there. Draw a section along XY line. Here what we have, the map number 1, and the second point is draw a section along the XY line. So here X has been given on the right hand side corner and Y on this left hand side corner. So now we have to join with the scale. These X and Y we have to join. Yes, this map is there. Yes, sir, I have given you the description. Mark the line with your scale. Yes. Then the next one, we have to have the scale. Oh, yes. This is what we have, a strip. Yes, a blank strip is there. So this has to keep. Now it is a smaller one. So what I'll do now, I'll take a big one, a scale, okay, and from the X and Y, what you are joining, on that line, you have to just mark the points. Just mark with the pencil all the points. Yes, I'm going to mark all the points and write down the values. Here it is 480 meters, 500 meters, 520 meters, 560, 600, 640, 680, again 680. So like that you have to go on adding. Now here it is the difference about the 20. So 600, 580, 560, 540. Then as you come down, then here we'll have 540, 520, 500 and 480. And then you have the Y and this side we have the X. Once you take this point, then what we have to do now, whatever you have the page, A4 size paper is there. Yes, this paper, keep it horizontal, landscape. Keep it on the landscape, and now with the scale, yes, keeping a margin on the lower side. Yes, keeping the margin, we'll draw a line with the pencil. Once you draw the line, then what we have to do now? Whatever the points we have been marked, yes, the X and Y, the X should be coming on the left hand side, and we have to put all the points which are here on this graph, and then we can make out that particular point. I'll show you now that particular point. Yes. Yes, now I can see now. This is my X point and this is my Y point. Yes. And whatever the points which are coming on the line with the equidistance, plot these points and write down the values. And X and Y, they have the some values. Say X is 480, say 440 meters. Assuming now y is 480 meters and in between center we have 600, 600. Yes. Now keeping your scale vertically and the longest arm should keep it parallel and now 600. You can see now plot the point 600, plot this 600, 580, 540. Like this go on plotting the points which are there on the both the sides. Plot this point vertically, putting all this one, put all exercise. Once you are done with the free hand, the highest point is here, 600 and 600. So with the free hand, go on joining all the points. Similarly, go on joining all the points. And now this is the elevated 600, 600. So you have to make the rounded one. So here, this is the way you have to make out. And the axis line, what we have drawn along the x and y, cut it out properly, maintain the things. And now you have to write down here in the center, what is this? Map number 1, section along, this is the portion, section along x and y line. And what we have taken? The scale, what we have taken? The scale we have taken 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. The scale we have used here is 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. That is 600 means 6 centimeters. 580 means 5.8 centimeters. 5.4 means 5.4 centimeters. 520 meters, 5.2 centimeters. And 500 is 5 centimeter, whereas 480, 4.8 centimeter. And this is your profile. So this is the map, you have to do it. This is the map number 1 section. And now the map number 2, exactly reverse of this one. Yes. Come to the next one. Map number 2. Say this which is your face, landscape. The margin has to leave on the lower side. The x and y. The x and y in this case is higher. I think it is 600 on the both the sides. This is the x and this is the y. Here on the top and at the center we are going to get as 480 meters. So I just make out 480. Then the whatever the points are there, these are the points I have to plot. And now with the free hand, join all the points till it reaches that particular x and y. So here y we have drawn similar one from that particular point. Join this and extend this point. Now both are same one and it is the V-shaped value. So you have to make a round. Yes. So this is where you have to make out the map. Map number 2. And now what you have to write now here? Map number 2 in the center, section along XY line, X and Y line, and very important one, scale without frame, 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters. So this much information and whatever the points are there, values has to be write down on the lower side. So 480 on the center, 480 center. And it will go on increasing in this direction. Simply, this is the way you have to draw the section of map number 2. Now, map number 3. The same way the map number 3 is also same. When we have the V-shaped values there also the same thing is happening. X and Y, they are on the higher side. And now points will be coming. So this is the way the points will come out, equal points. And now V-shaped value is there. Just make a round and make this way and write down map number 3, section along XY line and scale 1 centimeter, 400 meters. So this is the map number 3 and everything you have to write down properly. X should be on the left hand side, Y should be on the right hand side and whatever the contours are there, you have to mark all the contours. For example, here we have in the center 2 equal points are there and from there this is the increasing one. Here now this one, Yes, we'll go to the next one now, map number 4. Again, same similar one, but now here there will be a mixed topography there. Yes. Now here what is happening as you take out. Yes. Now I have been plotted the points, what we have taken on the strip, on the x and y. This is the x on this side and y on this side. And now with the free hand, you have to join and make a profile from here also. Join the profile, same point, same elevated, join, and this is also join. And now, wherever the equal points are there, make a proper turning point. And now, this is your profile. So, spur will be in the center, there will be two values. So, this will be your section. So, such thing you are going to see on your finger also. It will be a very clear V1, V2, and this is a spur. What we have been drawn, we have the same thing, and that we have been shown in that particular map. So these are the 4 maps which you have to make a problem. That is, the assignment has been given by the Irfan sir, and you have to do it this one. I don't think now if you have any problem now. Anyone has there? Raise the hand now. I'll just explain you again. Don't everything. We are here to help you. But if we can't say anything, then we can't do anything. Sneha, let me know. You understood? Yes. Kufra?
Yes, sir.
Laiba? Laiba?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes. One by one, I'm asking you. Laiba? Where is the Laiba? Mubashira? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Both are there. You are joining with the same profile mobile you have been joining. Then Laiba, again separately you join. Yes. Tania?
So there
yes.
are 2 LIBA.
2 Laibas are there. Okay. Tania, yes. Tell me now your problem. What do you not understand?
In the map number 4, last map, only one spur is there, na? The value are running in the south direction.
Yeah, only one spur is there. Right from bottom to the top, the values go on increasing. That is the spur. And this is the towards common point. Values increases. That is the V1, this is V2, and this is spur. So the whatever we have shown, one spur and 2 valleys. And here we have the high ground. This will be the high ground. If you take the highest point, these are the highest point. And the spur as well as your portion of high ground, which is there in the north, it is there the same one.
What is the common point known as Hydra? What?
Yes,
the name?
The same one. Now the spur is there, already we have written spur, no problem. Continuously it is going out, so no problem in that. Section we don't have to explain, but from the map we have to describe. Section we have to draw this. Concept is clear now? Umayya?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then the next one, Mahmudua, Afshanas, left it out. Okay. Yes. Anyone is there? In addition to this, now there is Sophia. Sophia understood? Umayya spoke out. Ufra, Umayya. Yasir. What about Yasir? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Zakaria?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now we'll go for the next very important one, where we'll have the geological maps. These are all the what? Topographic map, where we don't have any single bed. Now we'll go for the first horizontal bed, then we'll go for inclined beds. Yes. Now this is the map number 1 for you now, where we have the dark line we have been drawn. Yes. Now, whatever the dotted lines are there, these are the contours. Yes, the dotted lines, there are the contours are there, and whatever the dark lines are there, these are the beds. So, what is the bed? That the sedimentary rock. I'll show you the model. Yes, now. Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now it's visible.
Yes, okay. Now, yes. Now, see here, there are the two. Now, here we have the model. Now, I can see these are the beds. These are the inclined beds. Yes. Where they are inclined, now they are cutting the horizontal surface. This is your horizontal surface. Along the surface, they are the inclined. They are cutting. They are taking angle with the horizontal surface. This is the what we have, the horizontal surface. And in the vertical section, they are making angle. If you make out, they are making the angle. So this is the inclined bed. So that map we are going to see here after that, after we're making. Now here we have horizontal beds. This is your horizontal surface, parallel to the horizontal surface. The beds are horizontal. So this is the bed. So these lines are there, contact between green and yellow. This line, we have been shown with this line. Then say assume with the blue and the orange, whatever the line is there, the next line we have been drawn. Such a way we have been shown that these are the lines which are running parallel to the contour. You can see anywhere these are exactly parallel to the contour. They are not intersecting. So when the contour lines and the dark lines, when they are parallel together, then this type of map is called as the horizontal bed of map. It is called as horizontal beds. The beds are one above the other. Yes, this is the one, second, third bed, and with the horizontal surface, they are parallel. So they are called as the horizontal beds. Yes, so here we are. Now first we have to describe the topography. We have to describe the topography. The second point, we have to describe the geology. Then the third point, we have to draw the section. So whatever the section we have been given, here X is given in between 460 meters. This is X and this is the Y. Sometimes this side will be given, this side given, anywhere we are given, X and Y given. You have to draw this one. Sometime PQ is given, sometime MN is given. So depending upon how this particular, but normally the best one, we are normally giving you the X and Y. So here what is happening, all the contours are lined. First, we'll concentrate on the contour line. We have to describe the topography. So here, this is the one contour, close. Now this is the close, but they are not they are the concentric one. But now how they are not a rounded. They are the elliptical in nature, like an anda shape. Yes, you'll see oval shape, like exactly like an egg. So this is the oval shape. So it is the elliptical hill. When you are going to make out, this is the elliptical. Why I told you elliptical hill? 560 is here, and on the lower opposite side, it is the 520. Means elevated point is center, and on the periphery lower point. So it is the isolated hill, but that hill is elliptical in nature. In addition, there is a open country also there. So here we have one valley, here we have another valley. But these two valleys are running in the opposite. This valley is running in this direction towards the north, and this valley is running towards the south. And when the valleys are running in the opposite direction, one is in this direction and one is on the opposite side, between there will be a portion of high ground is there, that will be called as a saddle. That is called as saddle. When there are the two valleys running in the same direction, forming a portion of high ground in between, it is called as spur. But when they are running in the opposite direction, it is a saddle. Now there is a portion of high ground. You can see the values are increases. Now 500, 560. Towards the common point, the values are go on increasing. So a portion of high ground is here. Yes, only one portion of high ground is here, and here we have the elliptical. So now we'll write the given map represents a mixed topography. The given map represents the close concentric oval-shaped elliptical valley hill, which is centrally located, and there are the two valleys V1 and V2, which are running in the opposite direction. One valley, that is V1, running towards north, and V2 running towards south, forming a portion in between. It's called as saddle, and there is a portion of high ground which is present towards the west side. So this is what we have the topography of this map. The next one, we have to give the geology of the map. What is the geology? I can see in that geology, A is written here, B is written here, C is written here, D is written, and E. I can see D is written. These are the two dark lines. Between these two, whatever the bed is there, that is a D bed. Similarly, C bed. This line and this line. This is a bigger one. So this will be your C bed. Now after that the B bed. Here you can see the B bed. Similar one. D is also here. C will be from this end to this end. So here the thickness of the C bed is more. Now you have to find out the thicknesses. Now what the thickness is? Means between the top and bottom bedding plane. Just I will make out. What we are going to make out the thickness if I draw a perpendicular. Yes, the distance, if you want to measure the distance between the green bed, then the lower point, the lower junction, this is upper junction. Yes, this is upper junction and lower junction. What will be the elevations are there? If you take the difference, we'll get the thickness of this bed. Then thickness of simply what we are going to make. If you want to make out in the normal in this block with the scale perpendicularly, I can measure it out. But in the map, we have contours are written. So you have to take the difference between the two contours. For example, here, first thing, which will be younger and which will be older. Yes, so here also ABCD is written. Now E at the highest point, 560 meters. So it is at the top level. Whereas A at 460 means A will be at the bottom and E will be on the top. Say example, one bed, second bed, third bed. So here we have E bed, then D bed, C bed, B bed, after that A bed. So A will become the automatically oldest, which is at a lower level, and whereas E at the top, it is called as the youngest bed. So this is your order of superposition. Now we'll find out the thickness of the bed. We'll start from E. You can see now ED junction is there, but the EF junction is not there. That's why E will be called as the youngest bed, where we could not find out the upper junction. So example, here we have block. This green bed has a bottom junction, but the top junction is exposed, but no other upper bed is there. So we could not find out the thickness, correct thickness of this particular bed. Similar one, but the pink one you can find out. Green one, blue one you can find out. The dark blue one, orange, green, yellow, and dark blue. So these are the various colors beds we can easily find out. Now next one, D bed. Here we have this line, dark line to the dark line. But what happened here? The contour is here 540 and contour is here is 560. And this distance is exactly bisected by this particular dark line. That is the DE, between D bed and E bed. So this is called as DE junction. So what will be the value for this D junction? If you make this one exactly half, so here we got 550 meters. So this will be 550, 540, and here we have 550. So 550, and now come here. Now what will be this one? 540, and here we have 520. So here it will be 530. So 530 and 550. To make the difference between 550 and 530 is 20 meters. So the thickness of the D bed is 20 meters. Come to the C bed. So here we already taken 530, and now you can see the next dark line is here, CP junction, and here value is 500, and here is 480. So it is 490. So here we have 530, and here is 490. So 490 and 530 means how much? It is 40 meters. So C will be 40 meters. Come to the D one. This dark line to this dark line. So here we got 490, and come to here, this will be 460, and it is a 480. So 470. So here it is a 20 meters. So the D will be how much we got? 20 meters. C we got 40 meters, and this D we also got 20 meters. So this is what we have, the order of superposition. And now again, join the XY with the scale. The scale is there. With the scale exactly, whatever the points are there, you have to join these points, and on that strip, yes, right from X, all the points has to write down. And now wherever you got this dark line, so A and B, so it is the AB junction. Here it is BC junction. Then here we have CD junction, and here is the DE. D comes first, then E. So DE junction. this will be ED junction because E will be first, then the D, then D, C junction, and we can, this point is not coming. So up to this dark line points we have got. Now after that, what we have to do? We have to go for the section. Before going to the section, first we'll go for the, whatever you have the geometrical map, where we will discuss. Yes, now after this horizontal map, the next one we have the inclined bed. Inclined map is there. So here what is happening? The contour lines, you can see the pattern. It is the open contours. Yes, and they are the V-shaped valleys are there. Open, close, concentric, open, and they are the equally spaced. They are not closed. They are the open type of pattern, V-shaped valley. So the first point we'll write about this particular map is the given map represents a V-shaped valley. All contours are equally spaced in all directions. So they will show uniform slope. Second one, a portion of high ground will be here towards the common point value increases. Then the second point, the value will be increases. You can see this one. So two portions of high ground. One is at the southwest, one is at northeast. So north is here, east is here. So northeast will be here, and south is here, and west. So it is southeast, southwest, and this is the what we are northeast. But now here it is there in the northeast. So northeast and southwest. So there are the two portions are. The given map represents a mixed topography. That is first sentence. Second, the given map shows a V-shaped open contour pattern having minimum value is 240 meters and maximum is here. What is that value? Is 320 meters. The valley dipping towards northwest, opposite to the notch. Yes, opposite to the notch, the valley will be dipping in the opposite direction. So this is in this direction. So this will be northwest. Then there are the two portions of high ground situated at northeast with the 420 meters and southwest again 440 meters. So this is about the topography. Now next one, geology. I can see the names. A is written, B written, C written, D and E. So this is there. But now what is happening here in this particular map? The contour values are cut by the dark lines. You can see now all dark lines are going to cut your contours. Then if such map is there, then this type of map is called as a inclined bed map. This is the inclined bed map. Earlier one we have seen the horizontal map, and this is the inclined map where the contours are intersected by the dark line. So now here we have to find out 5 important observations. Then the first one, the given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed. Here we write a confirm. First sentence, whenever the geology is there, we will write there also in earlier map. The given map represents a conformable series of horizontal beds represented by A, B, C, D, E. Similar one, in this particular map, the given map represents a conformable, means one above the other. There is no gap in between. Say A, B, C, D continuous. After the A, we don't have H. There is no missing alphabets are there. So it is called as a conformable series of where A, B, C, D and E. E is there. D is here and this is the E respectively. So that is your sentence. And after that, the 5 observations you have to do it if it is the inclined bed. First one, you have to find out the strike directions. Now what is the strike direction? You have to choose a dark line. Now I will take this dark line. This dark line is intersected by the contour lines. Yes. Here it is cutting, here cut, here cut, here cut, here cut, here cut. Now what is happening? The same contour is cutting here, cutting here. Similar, this contour is cutting here. This contour is again go on and cuts here. Similarly, this contour cuts here, again comes back, it cuts here. So now when you are going to join the similar points, now I'll take the center point, these two. Now by joining, we can see now. Okay, now keep this your scale here. See that one point is here, second point, third point, fourth point, fifth point, and sixth point. All 6 points are coming on the line. And now they are exactly joined together. And now you have to draw with the free hand a line joining all the sections. Then this line will be called as your strike line. It is called as your strike line. Once you draw the strike line, now using the protractor and set square. Protractor and set square. This is the we have been doing on the board, but when you are doing in the home, for you, there should be a plastic protractor and set square should be there. A pair of plastic protractor and set square is required for you. So you have to buy this one, and you have to, with the help of these two protractor and set square, yes. These are the scale you can see now, protractor, where we have 1 to 80-degree scale is there. Then this side, again 2 scales, this is there. So with this, you have to solve this problem now. Now, you have been joined these 2 points. Yes, this point. Yes, I'll make this one because this is the smaller one is there, which is not going to take this point as well as this point. So what we'll do now? Keep the protractor and stress here. The longest arm should keep a parallel to the strike line what you have drawn. Now, keep intact and shift it, go up and down. There should not be any space. Wherever you find any doubt, may match properly the line point, and now again come to the next one, then draw another line, and now if you want to shift it out, shift this one. There should not be any gap. Come down to the next one. This point is coming. Take this junction. So still way, if you want to come down, again with this point, you have to come down. And now with your finger, yes, with the one finger, put it out, and with the pencil, draw the line. And other side, you can again draw the proper one. Then the next one, if you want to come down, shift it out till the last point. Okay, so last point, here we have the point, and still one more point is there. So up to that point you have to go. Yes, so this is the last point. So all the lines you have to join with the protractor and set square. So once you got, this will be the strike line. So now what you have to do now? The perpendicular to the strike line. Your strike line is in this direction, yes? This is your strike line. Now, perpendicular to the strike line, from the first strike line, yes, the scale will be here. From first strike line to the last strike line, measure the total distance. How much is there? Now, from my side, I think it is 37 centimeters. You can check it out, 37 centimeters, and how many strike junctions are there? Yes. So you have to measure it out and divide that, you will get the average distance between the 2 strike lines. You will get the average distance between the 2 strike lines, and that will be a measure perpendicular. Second one, join your x and y. Wherever the x and y is given. Yes, थोड़ा काम इसको छोटा कर दे. Yes, x is here and y is here. Now, wherever you get the strike line, so maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 strike line. So measure between the first 2 last strike line and see how many strike line are there division. So divide by that distance, you will get the average distance, and that will be used along the XY line. So now the next one we will see on the board with the chalk. We can explain you what exactly these are there. So along this, what we have to make out the 5 observations. The first one, you have written the topography. This is your first point. You have written about this one. Second one, you have written about the geology. The given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed represented by bed A, B, C, D, E respectively. Yes. Then we have the observation. In the given series, the A is the oldest, which is at a greater depth at a lower level, whereas the bed E at the top level, which is the highest point, is 580 meters. So E will be youngest and A is the oldest. Now once you're done, now 5 observations you have to write down. Everywhere. In all inclined map, these 5 observations you have to write down. First one, side direction. What is the side direction? Now I can see now. No need to see the map. Here we have the strike lines. So how it is there? This is your map. This is the north. Yes, so north, and this is your south, and this is the west. East, and this is west. So what is there? It is the north, east, and southwest. So your side direction is north, east, southwest. This is the first observation you have done. The second one, you have to find out the deep direction. First one, side direction is along. Word is very important. Along north, west, dash, south, east. This is the way you have to write down the answer. The second one, you have to write down true deep direction. What is the true deep direction? Perpendicular to the side. This is your side lines which you have drawn now. Perpendicular to the side line, the whatever the slope is there, it may be towards this side or it may be on this side. Only one direction, and that is the perpendicular. So it is called as the true deep direction. When the angle between the side and D, this is the D and this is the side, SS. So if this angle is 90 degree, then this deep is called as true deep direction. Whether it is on that side or whether it is on that side, we have to check it out. How you have to check it out? You have to see that this side line, on that side line, say this is your dark line. This is the dark line and this is your DE junction. Yes, assume now this is a D junction. Here at this particular point, I got 580 contour is intersecting. Here I got 560. I got here 540. I got 520. That means from this point, the value go on decreasing. Means stepwise we are going down. So perpendicular to the side, we have to make the between these perpendicular to side where this side is joined, make an arrow. This is your true deep direction. That is towards south, where it is southeast. So that is the way you have to make out. Or other way, reverse is there. Say example, here we have got 580, 560, 540, 520. Then perpendicular to this point, perpendicular side, then your deep direction will be toward this side, so northwest. So this is where you have to make out that exercise and you have to find out. This is your exercise, you can do it out now. Yes, that is the second point. Where is your true direction? That is the only one direction. So we have to write towards. Towards, whether it is towards the northwest or it is towards the southeast. Any one you have to find out. I'll make out that particular point. Then the third point, true deep amount. Then the fourth point, accurate deep amount. And the last point is order of superposition. Order of superposition, we have to find out. And the order of superposition, we have to find out that in that we have to make the 3 columns. One column is for bed, second column for thickness, in meters, all is in meters, and here color code. We have to use a color code. We have to color the map. Okay, you are not going to see now. Yes. So number 5 point, I'll write it here. So here we have to make a column or 3 columns you have to make. First column you have to write down bed. What is the bed? Say E bed, D bed, C bed, D bed. Then you have the A bed. Now A bed is the oldest. E is next one. E is the youngest. This is the thickness in meters. Now, youngest and oldest. Can see now. You got the lower junction, but our upper junction is not there. That's why we could not get the thickness. But in case of oldest one, we got upper junction, lower junction is not there. So that's why we could not have the thickness of A bed. So A will write as the oldest, B is write down as the youngest. D bed, I think it is, we have been found out 20 meters. C we got 40 meters. Meters we have to write down, and B is 20 meters. So this is the way we have to write down. And except the E bed and A bed, youngest and oldest, use the color code. For example, here I use a light yellow color, then light green color, then pink color. I use very light sober color with a color pencil. I can color this map between the dark lines. For example, here we have this particular dark lines, and this is the E bed. So E bed will not color it out because sorry, E bed will be here because the cross junction is not there. This is the T bed. So between these dark lines, PD junction and lower side we have C. So this is D. So this D, what we have used the color? We have used green. So use the green one, green color to this. Then the C bed. Then C bed, we have used a different color. Use a different color for that particular purpose. Then B bed again, what is the color? So that we have to use it out. So this is the way you have to make out the description. After writing this description, now you know this table. On the basis of this, we'll write the next title. Order what we have is the history. How this particular beds have been formed. So we have write the sediment, the word, the two lines or a single one sentence we can write down here. The sedimentation means deposition. The sedimentation started with the deposition of bed A. The sedimentation process, the beds are started depositing sediment is depositing by bed A, followed by bed B, followed by C, followed by D, and followed by E respectively. The whole series of beds were uplifted. When they are deposited, all are horizontal. One above there, they are the horizontal beds normally. But now all the beds will be uplifted. Now after the uplifting, what's happening? There is a tilting, and due to that, instead of horizontal now we got an inclined beds. They are cutting that contour line. So uplifting, tilting, and intruded by a vertical dike. Dike is there. Vertical dike. I could not make that particular point. Once we see this one, intruded by an intrusion, igneous intrusion, and that lines are straight. So it is called as vertical intrusion. It has been vertical intrusion, then it is a dike. So an igneous intrusion is there, and after that they are exposed for weathering to attain present topography. The given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed deposited A followed by bed B, C, D, and E respectively. The whole series of beds were uplifted, tilted, intruded by igneous intrusion, and exposed for weathering to attain present topography. So that is the what we have the last what we have to write about the history. So similar one, you have to based on this particular column, you have to write down for the whatever the maps are there. How many maps are there? I think 5, 6, 7, 8. It is given 8 maps. We'll see now. So that maps are given. Clear now? So here observation, strike direction along any northwest, southeast, true dip direction towards any one of the direction, and 2 dip amount. That is the distance between the first strike line to the last strike line. I'll give the example here. This is the map. Now I have drawn these strike lines. Yes. So what I do now, from the first strike line to the last strike line, I measure the perpendicular distance. So assume now I got 10 centimeters. Now how many divisions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 10 divided by 7. So whatever the calculation is there, that will be comes out 1 point in 1.4 average. I am making out 1.4. Now this 1.4. Now what is the contour interval is there? For this map, I think it is 20 meters. It's a V upon H. So the formula of contour interval to find out V is the vertical distance. That is the contour interval is 20 meters, and horizontal distance we got 1.4 centimeters. it is centimeters and this is a meter. So we have to convert the centimeter into meter. So what we'll do? We will multiply by 100. So we got meter here and meter here. So this is the equal unit. So 21 and here it is 5. So directly whatever you got 1 upon 1.4. Can you see now? Yes. So here 1 upon 1.4 into 5 you got. So what will I have? 1 upon 1.4 into 5. So the answer will be 1 upon 25 7. So 1 upon 7. So when we are going to write the true dip amount is 1:7. This is the way we have to write down 1 upon 2 because it is in the ratio we have taken. Now the next one, this is about the perpendicular distance. But if in case the beds are inclined, now sir, we have to measure the straight line distance along the XY line. Now XY, say example, here I given you X and here it is a Y. Now join these 2 points. Yes, I join these 2 points. On this point, measure the distance between from this straight line to this straight line. How much is there? Say now, assume now this is the 8 centimeters. How many divisions? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is there. So that will come the 2. So average distance is 2. So again you have to put it into the formula. V upon H. V is 20 centimeter contour interval. So 4 centimeter. We got 2 centimeter and now you have to multiply by the scale 100. So again 20 and it is 5. So 5 into 2 10. So 1 upon 10. So it is apparent dip amount is 1:10. So this is the way you have to calculate. Yes, understood now? Anyone have any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So this is the way you have to do it now. We'll go for the map now.
So can you explain apparent dip amount again?
I'll show you the map now. We have started the map now. Here what is happening? The strike lines will be in this direction. Yes. This is your strike line. From first strike line to the last strike line. Now what I will do now? We will measure between the X and Y. So if this is the I have joined, then from this particular point, say this is your strike line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are there. So how much is there? This distance you have to measure and divided by 9. So that will give you the average distance between the two strike line along the XY line. And now V upon H. V is the contour interval. H is the horizontal distance. V is 20 meter divided by, say, we got 2 centimeter as the average distance. Then this 2 centimeter we have to convert into the meter. So you have to multiply by 100. 1 centimeter is equal to 100. So 100 you have to multiply. So 20 and below 100. So 1 and lower side 5. So 5 into 2, 10. 1:10 will be the apparent dip. So this is the way you have to find out. Yes, now you can see now. With this we can make out now. Yes, simple one. If one strike line is here and second strike line is here. Now which direction the dip is going? For this we will check it out. How to find out the dip? Now I'll start from this walking now. Yes, this is the road. I assume now this is the road is there. On that road we'll see how it is the road. It is on the top going up or it is going down. So here we have 360. From here 340, 320, 300, 280. Means what is happening as you coming towards this side, you are going down and down. Means the slope is there on that side. So perpendicular to the strike. Strike will be here. So perpendicular to this, strike will be on this side. That is the northwest. So northwest will be your true dip direction. Understood? So once it is there, then towards that side, which point is there? A point. A will be there on that particular one, and opposite side is the E. So E will be the oldest and A will be the youngest. So in that, the B will be now, how much is there B? We'll find out the thickness of B bed now. Yes. If you measure this one, contour interval is 20. So 20, 20, 40 meters. Come to the next one. This bed, C bed. If you measure strike line, this one and this strike line. On that strike line, This is the 20 meters. This is 20 meters. This is 20. So 20, 20, 20. 60 meters. C will be 60. Whether you can take on this side or whether you can take on this side, whether you can take on that strike line, any strike line, but on that strike line, top and bottom juncture should be there. If I take this one, but now here we don't get the bottom juncture. So bottom junction is here. So you have to take on that particular strike line where the top and bottom is exposed. Similar one, what is the B? We have seen 40 meters. Now A is the youngest one. Come to the next one. B bed is the 40 meters. C is the, what we have is the oldest. A is the youngest. B, then B is 40 meters. C will be 60 meters. Then D will be how much? D is the 20 meters. If you make out, it is the 20 meters. 20 and 20. Along the strike line, you have to measure the distance between the top and bottom junction. You can get the difference. Clear now? This map is clear, and this is the vertical type. Yes, this is the vertical type trending now. How it is trending? If you bring it this side, it is the north, and this is east, northwest. This is south, and it is west. It is present between the south and west. So southwest. So north, east, and southwest. The given map represents a igneous intrusion which is trending northwest, northeast, southwest. It is called as a vertical type, and it is centrally located. It is centrally. It is shifted here, then it is shifting towards the north side. If it is shifting here, then it is shifting towards south. But it is not going from the center of the map, so we have to write down specifically about that particular point also. Here this map now. We'll go for the next map.
Yes, sir.
The combination has been come out. You can see now, this is the inclined beds which are cutting all the contours. Clear? Now, take this contour line, and now in the center, it is the same contour is cutting here, and the same contour is cutting here. So, join these 2 points. While you are joining these 2 points, you can see now, this junction, which is coming, similarly this point, and this point is coming. So, you have to enlarge, bring it them on the scale, and you have to draw the line. So this line is now slowly shifted with the help of the protractor and set square. Now here the map has done. To rotate the map. Now how to draw the strike line? Once you draw one strike line, yes, I have drawn this strike line now. Now once you are done, with the help of the protractor and set square, yes, the larger arm you have to on your right hand side, and the next one which is there, bring it over here, and now each point shifting, draw the line. If you want to draw the line, keep one finger, draw the line. Come to the next one, draw the line. Now if you want to shift this point, and now till the last point, whether one junction is also there, from that point also, now coming down, bring it down, and now again complete that. So this is the way you have to do it when you are drawing the strike line. Instead of keeping this one, you can make the horizontal. It will be easy for you to draw the strike line within 5 minutes. I hope you will draw the strike lines. Anyone is having a problem to draw the strike line? Now, first one, we have to describe this map or topography. So here we have to just concentrate only contour lines now. Yes, it is the open contours are there. V-shaped open contours, and you can see the valley is where highest point is here and the lowest point is here. Lowest point 260 and the highest point will be 400. And now they are dipping towards this side. So towards this side is west. So the given map represents a V-shaped valley centrally located and dipping towards west with a minimum 260 meters elevation and highest is 400 meters. So this is what we have, the topography. Then there are the 2 portions of high ground. 480 towards the northwest and towards the southwest we have 480. So both have 480. So 2 portions of high ground and 1 valley. Clear now? Any doubt about the topography? Yes, okay. Yes, clear. After this one, next one, what we have to describe? We have to describe the geology. The given map represents a conformable series. You can see now. Conform A, B, C, D, E. This is conformable, similar one. A, B, C, D. So a conformable. So given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed because the contours are intersecting the dark line. So the given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed named as bed A followed by B, C, D and E respectively. This is your first sentence. Then 5 observations you have to do. First observation, you have to draw the straight line. You have drawn the straight line. So what is your direction? North south. So your straight direction is along north south. Now you have to find out whether the dip direction is towards this side or this side. Whether it is towards east or towards the west. For this, simply one exercise I can start walking along the one junction till center. I start from here 480, next contour, what's 460, 440, 420, 400, 380, 360 and 340. So it is go on decreasing. That means perpendicular to the strike, this is your strike and perpendicular strike, so we have to make a perpendicular. This is your true dip direction, that is towards the east. That is towards the east. Now very important one, F and F dash. This is the same what we have the contour, what we have the strike line, and which have been intersected. This strike line is intersected all the contours which are there, and this is also one of the strike line, and this strike line is parallel to the fault. F dash is a fault, so this is called as a vertical fault. This is a vertical fault, and this fault is running parallel to the strike. Running parallel. These are the strike line, and this is one of the strike line. So this fault is called as strike line, which is trending north south. Yes. So this is the one observation. Number 6 observation we have to do, but I have shown you here. The first observation we have done the strike direction along north south. Second one, true dip direction towards the east. Third one, true dip amount. So how you have to take the true dip amount? Distance between the first strike line to the last strike line divided by number of divisions. You will get the consecutive distance, average distance between the two strike lines. Then V upon H, V is 20 meter, yes, 20, 60, yes, 20 meter is there, 20 divided by, say, whatever is there, divided, multiply by 100, so 1 upon 5, so whatever horizontal distance is there, multiply by 5, it will be 1:2, that answer. So that is your, what, true dip amount. Then apparent dip amount. Then for the apparent dip amount, you have to join X and Y. Yes, in this map, X and Y is here. Along this first strike line to the last strike line, on this X line, measure the distance. And divided by number of divisions, we'll get the average distance. And that will be, again, you have to add V upon H, V is 20 meter, divided by H into 100, and make the calculation 1:Y. That is your answer. So always remember, true dip amount and apparent dip amount, they may be equal, or apparent dip amount should be greater than true dip amount. Remember now, whenever this is what we have, the true dip and apparent dip, sometimes they are equal, or they may apparent dip amount should be greater than the true dip amount. Then the last one, order of superposition. Slope is towards the side, so towards the side, what A is there. So ultimately, E will be the oldest one. A will be youngest. So E is the oldest. Now, how much is there? You can make out now. 20, 40. Yes. If you join strike line. Yes. Here we have a strike line. So 20, 20, 40. No need to subtract the values. For this one, this one, this one, anyone can do it now. C also. 20, 20, 40. Any point you can measure the C. Similarly, B, only 20 meters. So, B is 20, C is 40, D is 40, E is your oldest, A is the youngest. So, this is what we have, the order of superposition. Once you're done, then the next 6 point is the given the F dash is the vertical fault running parallel to the strike of the beds. Hence, the given vertical fault is now called as a strike fault. And once the strike fault is there, we have to find out which side has gone down. If the fault is there, whether this side has gone up or whether this side. So which side has gone up, we have to find out. So along the fault, along the fault you can see now. You know order of superposition. What is that superposition? D is the oldest. D is the oldest. So automatically C will be youngest. Now I can see in the center C is coming in contact with the D. This side is C is there and this side is D. D is the senior and C is the younger. So younger bed from this side, the younger bed has come down. So whichever the side is there, this side C is there. So this side can make the small mark or square has to draw. This side has gone down. So this is where you have to find out the observation. This block has come down. This is the come down. So this block has shifted down. So this C will be younger, come in contact with the older bed. Now how much it has gone, you have to find out. So what we have to do now? Very close. I will take as a AB junction here. Similarly, the AB junction is here. Yes, AB junction, same will be there. So these two junctions I am going to consider. And this is my first strike line. This is my second strike line, and this is my third strike line. Say, assume now, this is your first strike line. This is your second strike line. This is third strike line. Here the value is 380 meters, and here the value is about again 380. Yes. And now with the slope direction, with the slope is where? Slope is this side. So 380 is here. Which one? 380. 380 will become 360. 360 become 340. But actually on that line it is 380. So 380 minus 340. So down throw is 40 meters. So here where you have made the square, then you have to write down that down throw has been 40 meters. So complete the B bed has been shifted down. Yes, you can see. This bed has completely drift over here, and due to that, the whatever the C bed is there has come in contact with the D. So this side has gone down. So you have to make the small arrow. Say this is the cross, and make that arrow. This side has gone down with the amount 40 meters. 40 just you have to write down. I'll show you that how to write down, and after that you have to write down the order of superposition. The history. The given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed represented by bed A, B, C, D and E respectively. The whole series of beds were uplifted, tilted, faulted. Yes, whole series of beds, horizontal beds, uplifted, tilted, and they are faulted and exposed for weathering to attain present topography. And then only we get this particular topography of the map number what we have 3. Come to the next map. Map number 4. Section you can draw now. I show you. Yes. Section for this particular map number 3 I'll show you. After this completing this particular map. How much time is there? With this we'll stop. 4 map le lenge. Agle isme tomorrow also. Next 4 map we'll see on the tomorrow's extra practical. So tell your friends that tomorrow we again conducting the practical, extra practical for the SYBS. Yes, the map number 4. Now here you can see here again a contour, V-shaped open contour. Contour value increases towards the side. It is a high ground and this side is high ground. So now description. The given map represents a conformable series of this is the geology. A given map represents a V-shaped open contour, centrally located and dipping towards this side. That is the northwest. And there are the 2 portions of high ground. One is towards the northwest and one is towards the southeast with a 420 meters and 440 meters respectively. So this is what we have, the topography of this map. So one valley and 2 portions of high ground. One is northwest 420 meters, one is towards southeast 440 meters. Then come to the next one, geology. The given map represents a conformable series of inclined bed represented by bed A, B, C, D, E, F and G. So these beds are given. Then the next one what we have to do, we have to draw the strike line and you have to find the 5 observations. So here this contour is the center point. This contour is intersecting these 2 particular points. So take this point. Now while taking this 2 points, joining this, you can see these points are also coming on the line. So see properly, all points should be exactly match on this line, and this is your strike line. Draw the strike line and slowly orient the paper so that this particular F point will come on this side, and now you will do it properly. This strike line, one at a glance, you have to do it now. I'll show you how to draw this particular point. Once you are done, keep this protractor and coming out one by one, all the points has to be joined. This is the way you have to do it out. Yes, so we have a practice, but if you don't have practice, keep this one. And now see now, there should not be any space. And now one by one, this is one, this is second, shift it out, take it out. If you have any problem, come again, join these 2 points properly and keep this protractor contact. There should not be any space and go on till the last. Once the junction is there, draw the strike lines. Once you've drawn the strike line, now you got a first point, that is the strike direction. Strike direction will be northwest, southeast. That is one. Now you have to find out true dip direction, whether this side or whether this side. Walk along this point, along the junction line. 380 point, 360 point, 340 point, 320. This, as I am started from here, it is going down. So perpendicular to your strike. This is your strike line. So perpendicular strike line this side. So this side is what? Southwest. So towards this southwest, you have your dip direction. Yes. The next one, you have to take the perpendicular distance. Measure the perpendicular distance between the first strike line to the last strike line divided by number of divisions. You get the average distance. Again, the B will be 20 meters divided by whatever you get the average, multiply by 100. So 1 upon 5 multiplied by the horizontal distance. So 1 upon X will be your true dip amount. Then along the XY, there is your XY, Y here and X is here. So along this side, X and Y join these 2 points, and from the first strike line, whether the strike line is now, I think here it is coming, from this strike line to this strike line, measure out how much distance is there, see how many divisions are there, divided by this average distance, and B upon against X, 20 divided by what value, horizontal distance, multiply by 100, you get 1:1. So that is the accurate, and it should be greater than your true dip amount. Then the next one, order of superposition. The dip is toward this side, A is the youngest. Arrow is on this side, A is there, so A is the youngest and G will be the oldest. So G is the oldest, F will be 20 meters, E will be now 20, 20, 40, 60 meters. T 20, 20, 40 meters. T 20, 20, 40 meters. P 20, 20, 40, and this will be 60 meters. So it will be a 60 meters and A will be your youngest one. So this is the way you have to find out the thicknesses. Yes, just what we have, this is your strike direction. On that strike direction, 20, 20, 40. So 20, 20, 40. So this is way, but it is not 40 here. We have not, this line is here. So you have to measure along this. 20, 20, 40, 60. C is, B is 60 meters. So from the size, you can easily find out. 60, we have the 40. Again here I think 60. Yes, D is also 60. E will be a bigger one. Yes, spike shifting method. Yes, what is happening here? We on this strike line, yes, we got upper junction, but lower junction is not there on that line. So there will be, we have to use the strike shifting method. So with that strike shifting method, we can find out the thickness of E bed. So for this finding, what we have to do? Draw the strike line which are there, and what is the value here? 340. Next one, you are going against the dip. Dip is this side. So 340 will become 360, 380, and now 380. What is here? You have to 380 minus 280. So that will be a difference. This is the way you have to find out the strike shifting method. Now here we don't have, we will solve one line. So we will show it next time when we will draw the lines, and with that we will show you how the strike shifting method we can find out the thickness of E bed. F is 20 meters. Yes, so this is the what we have the bed, And here again, what we have, the fault is there. Now fault is parallel to your deep direction. So the vertical fault which is trending what? North, east, southwest, and it is parallel to the deep direction. So this fault is called as deep fault. So in structural geology, you have in the fault we have the side fault, deep fault. So these two faults we have been made in the practice. And now we have to find out which side has gone down along the fault. This side, as per this one is the A bed and G is the oldest. Oldest is coming in contact with the F bed. Oldest is coming in contact with the younger one. That means younger has come down with the G bed. So this side has gone down and you have to find out now how much it is there, 40 meters. See where it is directly coming out, so 40 meters, that will be the way you have to measure it out along that particular part. So on this sight line, I will take the best one example, how to measure it out. Okay. This is my sight line. Now what is the sight line? And this is your fault. Along the fault, I am going to get D and this is C. DC junction. Yes, CB here, CD junction, and the CD junction is here. CD junction on this line is 360 meters, and here it is 320. What is the difference? 40. I told you in the beginning that it is a 40 meter because straight way the C bed has come over here is a 40 meters. Yes, C is a 40 meter. Directly shifted out. So the down throw is 40. This side has gone on this side. So you have to make the small arrow here, square box, and then you have to write down 40. So this side has gone down. Yes, so this is the way you have to write down. And the history, what we will write down, the given map represents the sedimentation process started with the deposition of bed D followed by bed F, E, D, C, B, and A respectively. The whole series of beds were uplifted, tilted, faulted, and exposed for weathering to attain present topography. This is the what we have, the history we have to write down, and after that along the XY line we have to show. Now very important one. While you are doing the all the points we have taken on the XY line, and for this F you can write down for the fault, and now you have drawn the section. Yes, so profile you have done. Now fault is vertical line, draw it vertical line there, and now where should we, the beds are inclined, so apparent deep. Now the deep is towards this side, and towards this side is Y is there. So say 1:9. I got the true apparent deep amount 1:9. Then 1 will be horizontal distance, and 1 will be the vertical distance, and 9 centimeter will be horizontal distance. That I will take it on the y-axis. For example, I'll show you here how to take out that particular point. Your paper, landscape paper is there. Keep the margin. This is your X. And this is the Y point. Whatever junctions we have got, contours are there. Contours, mark the contours with the contours, plot the points. Yes, with the contours, I got this profile, and now after this one, whatever the junctions are there, mark the junction vertically, and if it is fault is there, draw the fault vertical, and write down here F dash. This is the fault. Now, in this particular map, what is happening? The deep is towards Y. So 1 centimeter, you have to go down, and horizontal 9 centimeters. So 9 centimeters. This point is there. From this point this point. So you get the slope. Now with this slope, what we have to do now? For example, I'll keep this protractor longest arm with this particular part parallel to this particular line. And now from this particular point, I'll draw the beds. There should be no gap. And now, inside checking method. Okay, so if this point is there, stop it here. After fault, no need to go. So I extend that particular path. Then the next one, whatever the part is there, that I should draw. So Once you have drawn this one, you have to stop here. Then here, whatever the junction is there, go on into this. That will show you the next time. Yes, this is the way you now can, I think you can write down the topography, you can find out the geology, and you can write down the history also, whatever the map we have taken. Tomorrow we'll see the next maps, and some of the maps we will draw the line so that we can find out how the strike shifting method is there that can follow, and how can find out the apparent dip amount, true dip amount, and down through amount that we can find out. With this, I think we will stop here. If I have anyone have questions, you can ask me. Any questions? Neha,
No, sir.
No, sir.
Oprah, Yasir, Laiba,
No, sir.
Obashira, Zakira, Zakaria,
No, sir.
Umayya.
No, sir.
Okay, very good. Understood now? Any doubt is there? You can do it now. Your maps, whatever the maps exercise has given, now do it and upload the within the whatever the time is given by Irfan sir. Tomorrow again we'll have a practical, extra practical for this particular reason. Regularly the Thursday practical I am going to conduct. The problems we will see now. So if you have any problem that we'll see. But tomorrow we'll have extra practical about the second part of this particular map. Yes, thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, student.